That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
Standing behind us was a guy who looked like a raptor in a leisure suit. He was at least 7 feet tall, with absolutely no hair. He had gray, leathery skin, thick-lidded eyes, and a cold reptilian smile. He moved toward us slowly, but I got the feeling he could move fast if he needed to. His suit might have come from the Lotus Casino. It belonged back in the 70s, big time. The shirt was silk paisley, unbuttoned halfway down his hairless chest. The lapels on his velvet jacket were as wide as landing strips. The silver chains around his neck, I couldn't even count them. Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Taylor from Cabin 6.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. So Taylor, what kind of bed would Poseidon buy?
I don't know.
A waterbed.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be something
No.
Okay.
No, because they're shopping for waterbeds.
They are shopping for waterbeds. Crusty waterbeds.
But also, I said specifically Poseidon, not Percy, and there's a reason for that.
I'm looking forward. Okay, so Charlie, messaged me earlier being like, I can't wait to talk about Procrustes. And I'm very...
No, I didn't say that. I said I have things to say about him.
Okay, that normally implies you're excited to talk about it.
It's less positive than I'm excited. So how about that?
Okay. Oh, I gotta announce. I've moved, but I am officially still recording in a closet.
Yay! Taylor's still in the closet.
I feel like it's important for people to know that despite me moving, my apartment has very, very high ceilings because we live on the top floor of an older house. And I did a couple tests out in the living room where I was going to record, and no.
This would have been almost funnier if it wasn't coming out still on Pride Month. Could just be like, yeah, I'm back in the closet. I moved and I'm still in the closet.
I'll forever be in the closet, dear listener. I'll be married, have kids, and still be recording in the fucking closet.
Well, we have never-ending amounts of content here, so...
That's, just never ending.
Depending on what we cover, we have never-ending amounts of content.
We'll just die. One of us is gonna die while recording. It's fine.
Oh, while we're recording? I was gonna say, one of us is gonna be replaced, and then the other one's gonna be replaced, and then soon the show's just gonna have new people, and the show will just continue on for 50 years. This is me being positive.
That'd be fine with me. If ever, I'd like to do this for a while, but if ever comes a time where it's time for us to move on, and somebody wants to take it over, that's...
Never-ending content.
Never-ending.
Read Riordan. Read him forever.
Yeah, because it's as soon as we're done with him, you just have so much of the Riordan Presents content.
And also I'm just do we just cover his other stuff? I think it would be funny if we tried to cover his adult books in a bonus episode or something.
No.
That'd be funny.
We'll find his very first one and
Big Red Tequila. Let's cover that in a bonus episode.
Yikes. I'm fine with... I'm getting it from the library, though. I refuse to own that.
It just sounds so weird and so, not Rick.
Okay. That's my feeling.
We'll get to see what he was like before the Lightning Thief. That's even, funny.
We get to see adult Rick.
Adult Rick be adult Rick.
Yeah.
So Taylor, what happened in this chapter?
We gotta buy waterbeds. Gotta do it.
We do.
Okay, here's my recap. that I lovingly wrote actually last week. So let's see how badly I messed up the grammar on this, because I don't proofread. If the Lotus credit cards were real, I would be using them ultimately to buy books and to pay people to clean my house. Much rather do that than hurtling down the highway at 95 miles per hour in a rundown taxi. The hotel was seriously messed with Percy's memory, and he struggles to let Annabeth and Grover know the details of his dream that technically happened 5 days ago now. We show up on Santa Monica Beach, where we get some mystical pearls from the narrator we met in St. Louis. Poseidon is a little busy preparing for an actual fucking war to see his only begotten son, that we know of. Time to wander around aimlessly and see Smelly Gabe pretending to care about Sally on national TV, till we are almost jumped by some asshole kids. Quick, jump into this random business in this shady-ass alley, Krusty's Waterbed Palace. Then they almost get stretched to death in probably the strangest filler section of the book. Hey, at least we got to chop off his head and find out how to get to DOA.
Yeah, that happened. How you write these is very interesting to me. It's in a very interesting voice.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Remember when I was gonna read those?
Yeah.
And I was just like, nope, this is not my voice. I can't do it.
Yeah, I remember it was the very first one. We tried.
And I was just like, nope, I can't get the voice on this. I just can't.
It's just very sarcastic, and it's just what you gotta do. You also gotta remember, I literally speak for a living.
Yeah.
That is my literal job.
It is? Are you sure?
Well, actually, I'm unemployed right now, so I guess I don't have a job.
Rip.
The school year. Oh, I do summer school for a month, but I have yet to be hired for next school year, so send out a sacrifice for me.
Dionysus, hear our plea.
Doris, help me.
Oh my goodness.
Apollo's the god of education, but, I'm gonna worship Doris instead.
I love that Doris has just become such a meme when I was just like, you know what? I just like this name, so I love her.
Yeah,
and now you've attached yourself to it too. You're just like, yes, Doris.
And now people in the Discord have, attached themselves to it. Yay! Juneteenth is now officially a national holiday. Somehow I missed that. Yay! Okay, sorry. I got, added on, one of my other friends. And, yeah, sorry, that was a side tangent, but that's exciting. Because in our time, Juneteenth is in 3 days. In your time, it was last Saturday.
Time travel! Woo. This is time travel.
This is pod racing.
I mean, we're podcasting, so...
And we're racing through time.
We are, in fact.
Oh!
Is there a podcast called This is Pod Racing? I really hope there is.
Let's do it.
That just seems like it should be a podcast. Preferably a Star Wars podcast.
No, but it has to...
Well, there's a song.
This one's called Podcast Racing. A podcast about pod racing. Oh, there's one. Now this is Pod Racing by Jabberwocky.
It's a podcast?
Yeah, it's on Anchor.
Ah. Then why is it on Spotify? What?
Oh. Okay. Yeah, it says right here. Oh, it was only one episode.
Well.
I got my heart set on... But no, it doesn't appear to be an actual podcast.
Alright, well, I don't know if you're leaving this in, but listeners, it's apparently available. I don't know for how long.
Take it now.
Now this is Pod Racing. Make that a podcast. Preferably about Star Wars, I would think.
Or about, NASCAR or something. You can
that
do
would
it
be really funny. That'd be actually super funny. But, you have to put, the logo still in the Star Wars font. And then just make it about, actual racing cars.
That's what I'm here for.
I like
that. I'm glad we've given somebody an idea out there that they're probably not going to take, but, we did it.
This is your goal, listener. You must do this.
I mean, we've asked them to write how many fanfics at this point, and might as well just ask them to...
I want to know who that kid was.
Make a podcast.
I want to know!
Centaur boy.
Centaur boy. I love him. Hey, Taylor, where the fuck are we?
Yeah, we're in multiple places this week. I didn't do West Hollywood just because we actually sort of talked about it back when we found out where Hades was located. So, mostly focusing on Death Valley and the Santa Monica Pier. Death Valley freaks me the fuck out. On June 16th, which is the day we're recording this, the high temperature was 123 fucking degrees Fahrenheit. That's, let me switch it to Celsius. 51 degrees Celsius for our Celsius friends. The low temperature was 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Just, oh my fucking god. The highest recorded temperature was in 1913, and it was 134 degrees. And it's the highest, air temperature ever recorded on the surface of the Earth.
What? You were saying this earlier. What's the, temperature people can still live at?
So, body temperature, it's 108.14 degrees before your Fahrenheit. All these are going to be in Fahrenheit. I'm sorry to our Celsius friends. Before your body essentially turns into scrambled eggs. I didn't like that description when I read it.
Yeah, that sounds scary.
For, quick exposure, it was, the high 200 degrees. It was, 280 or something. But it's only, seconds. You shouldn't be out in long exposure, or else you're gonna die. Or wait, no, sorry. Yeah, that was... And then, if you're gonna be in long term, it's 158 degrees, and it's only if you have water that is cooler than that temperature, which I feel like would be very hard to do if the water is also located in that temperature. So, that freaks me out.
Yeah.
I'm easily freaked out by a lot of stuff, but
I don't
that's
like it.
pretty high.
That might be hot, but that's not hot. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I just remember when when did Journey to the Center of the Earth come out?
Oh,
yeah, I think it was middle school.
Yeah, I feel like it was 2006 or 8.
2008.
It was an even year. Yeah,
2008. Because I just remember them racing against time for they're in the center of the Earth and it's gonna get too hot and they're gonna die.
Yeah.
That's one of the only things I fucking remember.
Yeah.
About that movie.
I just remember the really fun line about haven't you ever seen a dinosaur before? Not with skin on it.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny and stupid.
It is. It's so lovely. Just what the fuck? So yeah, that's what I think of anytime I see really high temperatures is fucking Journey to the Center of the Earth. So it's one of its defining features is the fact that it has the lowest elevation in North America at 282 feet below sea level in the Badwater Basin. It's only 85-ish miles away from Mount Whitney, which is the highest point in the contiguous United States, at 14,500 feet above sea level. So, that area of the world is so weird. So, it's trying to describe, sort of southeastern California, not quite next to... It's closer to, almost in Nevada. The highest point in Death Valley is Telescope Peak at 11,000 feet, so it goes from 282 feet below sea level to fucking 11,000 feet. And I feel like we have this generalization that Death Valley is just this flat-ass desert the whole way, and so, that's what I picture in the scene when they're going across the fucking desert. But there's fucking mountains here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean...
Because the Sierra Nevada are there, and I don't think about that when I think of Death Valley, but that's a thing that they have to and they're going 95 miles per hour, and I don't know. It's stressing me out. Yeah, and the land is basically all just dirt, essentially. There's very little vegetation, and so that just keeps it this cycle of getting warm, because it just traps it. And that's why it gets ridiculously hot and scares the shit out of me. And then on top of that, it's on the side of the mountain that gets the warm winds. I don't understand. This place scares me.
No.
Like, they get sand dunes. When I think sand dunes, I think of the fucking, like, Sahara or something. No! Oh dear, I'm looking at the record highs. This is 134, 130. The record high in January is 90 degrees. So, I'm very, like, stressed out about this.
I don't like this place.
In 2005, they got 1.5 inches of rain, and it flooded, like, immediately. But it, like, made this lake, but then it, like, evaporated immediately.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like, it was created in 2005, and they took a picture 2 years later, and it was completely dry. I don't know.
No.
And fucking animals live there. You get, like, bighorn sheep and wild burros. I mean, I don't know if they stay there during the summer. My guess is no.
I would hope not.
So, yeah,
This
that is my
doesn't
stress.
sound happy. This doesn't sound happy.
That's my stress out about fucking Death Valley.
I think it's called Death Valley for a reason.
Yeah, I get it, but also, like, I'm so stressed. And then they head to Santa Monica, like, specifically off the pier. She tells him to go to Santa Monica Beach. There's a lot of beach in Santa Monica. Were they just gonna find him wherever he landed?
I mean, I would say yes, because he's Percy, and he's a protagonist. He's a protagonist, of course they would find him.
It's so annoying. So, it's probably most known, the beach there, for its pier. So, like, there's a thing called Pacific Park, which is an amusement park. It's got this solar paneled Ferris wheel, which is pretty cool. And it has an original carousel hippodrome from the 1920s. It's got an aquarium, which is operated by Heel to Bay. A trapeze school. That's my favorite one. And like, it's very known for these outdoor concerts and stuff. So this is where they're at. It used to actually be more, like, in the 1900s. Now it's 2 piers, but it used to be several, and they started, like, making stuff on them, these amusement parks, in 1916, and that's, like, where that carousel, like, started out, was that early. And you get one of the earliest wooden roller coasters, and the whip and merry-go-rounds, and I don't know what amusement parks are like near you, but I grew up going to the largest free admission amusement park in the country. I think it might be the world. It's called Knoebels. And,
Okay.
like, we have these pipe organs everywhere around the park that just plays, like, music. So I don't know if that's an everywhere thing, but that was a big thing. Funny enough, the carousel was actually built by Pennsylvanians. So,
Do you think Percy likes carousels? They have horses.
do the horses talk to him, though?
I feel like that could be a problem if Percy starts hearing those horses talk.
Yeah, so, like, it disappeared during the Depression and then made its way back. The city eventually acquired at least one of the piers, and the scariest part of this is The California Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment on June 18, 2009, issued a safe eating advisory for any fish caught from Santa Monica Pier because of elevated levels of mercury and PCBs. On that note, I will mention that this week's episode, so when this is coming out, so yesterday's 6:15, the episode of This Podcast Will Kill You is all about mercury poisoning, so interesting connection.
Hey.
So if you're interested in learning more about why you shouldn't eat that fish, go check that out. But I'm looking at pictures of it, and I've definitely seen bigger piers and stuff with amusement parks just on the East Coast, and it gets mentioned a lot, so I definitely expected it to be way bigger than it actually is. Although the Ferris wheel's pretty cool. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to say, is just to give you an idea of where the kids actually are. A little different than what they went through speeding through Death Valley and then fucking wandering around West Hollywood, which is totally safe for 3 teenagers. I know Grover's older, but for all intents and purposes, he's a teenager.
I'm just imagining Grover in the meme. Is it, oh god, I forget what he says now. What's up, teens? Or is it hello, fellow
what's
kids?
What's
is that
up? It's it's like hello, my fellow kids.
It's something stupid.
It's Steve Buscemi wearing a backwards baseball cap and holding a skateboard.
Yeah, I'm just imagining that's Grover. Because he's not actually a child, but, he looks like a child.
Yeah, he's essentially
this concerns me.
Yeah, it'd be sort of weird. I don't know.
You know what? It's fine. He's a magical creature, and, you know, I'm not gonna think about it too hard, okay?
You sure?
Nope, I'm not sure.
You sure? You sure about not being sure?
Nope.
It's just a spiral from here.
Everything is a spiral.
I am excited about hearing more about Krusty, even if you aren't excited to tell me.
Oh my. I just have, thoughts. Okay, so here we go. In case you mythed it, I gotta do a thing. We're talking about Procrustes, and that's really it, because we've already talked about the Nereids and the Naiads, and the pearls aren't a thing, so...
Yeah.
I had nothing else to talk about, it's just Procrustes. So his name, it means the stretcher, but typically the stretcher who hammers out the metal? Alright, that's very oddly specific.
Interesting.
The important thing that I just want to note about Procrustes, he's not a monster. He's just a dude. And guess who his father is?
Oh god.
Is Poseidon.
Oh god.
He's Percy's brother!
Oh god. I feel so stressed. I feel so stressed,
just
Charlie.
What? This is why I was, freaking out. I was just wait... If I'm remembering this guy correctly, isn't he, just not a monster, though? Isn't he just a dude? Why is he here? And then I was reading the chapter, and I looked this up, and I'm just, he's a fucking son of Poseidon? So, Percy just committed murder, actually. In this chapter. It's just plain murder.
Yeah.
Unless you don't consider demigods people.
I mean, do we consider, demigods that are actively trying to kill you people?
I had a similar conversation about this earlier today, about just people who suck. Are they people? I'm just are
they actually people?
But I understand. Anyway, I don't want to get onto that. But yes, so he's a demigod, but he's Percy's brother, and I'm just thinking about that a lot now. Also, okay, but I'm thinking too hard about him in the story, though, because he's just a demigod. Why is he alive?
Mm-hmm.
Because his mom isn't, he's human. I'm broken. I'm actually just broken right now, that's it.
I mean, I guess we...
His mom isn't important. She's just a human. And his dad's Poseidon. Okay. We should talk about the myth. Okay. Yes, okay. So, or my computer can just freeze as I'm freaking out. Cool. So yeah, Procrustes stretched people. And he did in fact stretch them on beds. So like, this wasn't... Rick didn't change all that much, honestly. Why does this guy exist? I just have so many questions. He's a rogue smith and a bandit, and he... Okay, sorry. My computer made a noise, and I was confused. And he came across Theseus, who was traveling to Athens. So, like... And I believe Theseus just kind of, like... His story really doesn't do a whole lot. It's still a fucking side quest. That's it. It's a fucking side quest still. Theseus just like, nope, I'm gonna kill you. And tricks him. And that's it. But why does this guy want to fit people onto beds? I'm so confused.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to?
It's just a random dude. I feel like if he's like an actual not just a demigod, like a mythical creature, I would be like, okay, sure. Fine. I guess that could make sense. But he's just a dude. So I'm just so... Maybe I played this up too much. I'm just, like, broken at the fact that that's Percy's brother.
No, it's mostly just confusing, like...
It's mostly just confusing, like, why does he exist? What is important about this guy?
Yeah.
Literally, all he does is stretch people, and he should also be dead, technically, unless he is a monster somehow.
I mean, I wonder if, like, just the idea of, I don't know, just he's a scary, crazy person that just, like, qualifies him as being a monster?
I don't know what Rick was thinking. Rick, why did you even need this in here? Rick, you didn't need this chapter. I mean, this chapter, but, like, you didn't need this part of the chapter.
Yeah, like, the rest of it is fine. Like, it's sort of still unnecessary, but whatever. We can deal with... But, like, I don't know.
I don't understand.
It's a weird filler section.
I don't understand why he exists. Yeah. And Theseus obviously killed him the same way that Percy killed Procrustes. He, like, tries to fit him to his own bed. And that's it. He died. Is that why he's tall? Wait.
Oh, maybe.
Wait, that's actually why he's tall. He didn't... Okay. Theory. In this version of it, he didn't actually die when he was fitted to the bed. He just got taller. And then he just... I don't know, maybe demigods don't die of old age, and he just never got killed. Most demigods don't live to old age, but he's just like, no, just gonna stay out of the fight. I'm just gonna survive. And then he did.
I don't know,
I don't understand.
I'm still sort of stuck on, like, that's just his shtick.
Just why does he want to stretch people?
Like,
What's the point?
I'm confused. That's
Even
it. Like,
in the
I'm
chapter
just
doesn't
confused.
make sense.
I
don't get it.
I would have, like, preferred even if, like, I wish it was named after, like, them fucking hurtling through Death Valley or the pier.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything more. Although, it's okay. It's kind of funny that, like, there's a lot of things, like, named after him. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name has become, like, it's become like a term, I guess. A Procrustean bed. I've never heard of that, but still, it's apparently a thing. Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Okay, wait. Go, you're on the same page, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, scroll down to where it says he's in Percy Jackson. It says he's half giant? Where did it say this in the text? Where? Alright, I'm about to just check the wiki. I'm about to just check the Percy Jackson wiki on that information.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't mention anything.
I don't believe that's ever been said.
This links at the bottom to see also one size fits all.
Yeah, one size fits all.
Oh, that's an interesting thing to bring up.
Fun fact: he was going to be in the film. Because I'm on the wiki.
That explains some stuff. So he breaks this idea of Xenia, or Xenia, I don't know how it's pronounced, which is this concept of hospitality in Greece. And, like, he's just very guilty of violating this idea, and that's what makes his... I guess that's part of his myth, is the fact that he's breaking the idea of Xenia, or or whatever, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, thematically, sure, but I feel like his story is just lacking.
Yeah, I just like try to figure out why they make the myth.
Because if you want a story that's about, like, that, about breaking hospitality rules, go with, like, oh, shit, what's his name? Tantalus?
Yeah.
Go with something like Tantalus, because that also makes sense. We'll cover that eventually, y'all. Look it up.
Or don't. Wait until we get there eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, it does... I also forgot the fact that Theseus is also a son of Poseidon, so, like, once again, Theseus just killed his brother.
I'm just saying Krusty was actively killing Grover, and...
I'm gonna say that. I'm just like, okay, alright, but, like, they don't even mention it in the book that he's a son of Poseidon.
I don't know. So, what's our murder count up to?
Oh, are we making a murder count?
It's several.
Can I count, like, the kid that Percy almost murders in this chapter? Because, god damn it, Percy.
Once again,
I'm gonna have things to say about that.
The kid was trying to kill him first.
Was he trying to kill him?
I guess they were just trying to jump him, but, like...
I thought they were trying to, like, steal his money.
That's what I mean by jumping him.
Yeah. But also, Percy could just, like, I don't know, hit him with the other end of the sword. Just don't try to stab. Don't always try to stab people. That's the motto of this podcast. Don't always try to stab people.
I mean, he's just getting used to carrying a sword everywhere. Give the kid a break.
Just, like, next time, like, Annabeth or Grover just, like, walks up behind Percy, just slashes, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that you can be hurt by this.
Yike. This chapter is longer than I thought it was. Because it's so disjointed. I think that's the biggest word for this, is it's disjointed. Like, we have them in the car talking about the dream, and then we have them getting to Santa Monica and dealing with the Nereid, and then we have them wandering around, and then we have them in Krusty's. Like, it's not a cohesive chapter, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't help that the next chapter is very, like, it makes a lot of sense how it's set up. I like how the chapter starts out with the phrase, it was Annabeth's idea.
It was Annabeth all along.
Most ideas are Annabeth's ideas.
Does Percy have ideas?
He got them out of the Lotus Hotel. You gotta give him that.
Yes, and he did so by nearly traumatizing Annabeth with spiders. Think about spiders,
then Grover
Annabeth.
traumatized them by, like, trying to shoot them, so...
Okay, but they didn't take him seriously, is the thing there. His
Damn
was taken
humans.
as funny.
What a weird chapter. So good. It's so weird.
This one's just not... This one's weird in a way that's just not...
This one's weird and just a different... It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so it's Annabeth's idea. And okay, this is... I wanted to... I think I almost said this in the last chapter, because I thought it came up. But, like, yeah, I love this. This just beginning part right here, where she gives the taxi driver the casino card, and yeah, it's just infinity money. Is that how money works? That is not how money works.
He literally calls her Your Highness.
Yeah, I fucking love that. And she smiled and was happy about this.
They have to go 300 miles in this taxi.
And this guy doesn't go below 95.
Does he stop for gas?
I assume he doesn't, because he doesn't go below 95.
Well, and he's also racing through, like, the Mojave Desert. Like, is there gas stations?
Well, like I say, he can't get gas, because he doesn't go below 95.
She also says, get us there fast and you can keep the change. How do you get change from a credit card?
I'm so confused.
There are so many questions
I love
I
it.
have.
Rick, what were you on when you wrote this chapter? Like, this is right. This just beginning part is some wish fulfillment. That's what it is.
So it's taking them just over 3 hours to get at his speed. Obviously, he's gonna have to slow down once he hits LA.
Mm-hmm.
Just, there's so many questions I have about this taxi ride.
Well, they never go below 95, so...
They just crash through LA traffic.
That's what I'm saying. Or at least the whole way through the desert, he doesn't go below 95.
Yeah. We also, find out... I wonder... Okay, so it talks about how the Lotus Hotel, short circuits their memory.
Yeah.
Does this short circuit their ability to read how fast they're going?
Apparently it does. People don't knock in this house.
We actually have doors now to knock on.
Nice. Nobody knocks on my door. They just open it.
Is that your mom or your dad?
I don't know. When I turned around, they closed the door.
Oh, okay. So, they're in this fucking cab for at least 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And Percy knows he had this dream because,
yes.
And he remembers parts of it, but it was 5 days ago now.
Okay, yeah, you know how I can't remember anything, Taylor. Yeah.
You can't?
Yeah, that's what's happening. You know how I can't remember anything? And then he's got the Lotus Casino in his brain? I
was gonna think, the combination is deadly.
It's deadly. ADHD brain plus Lotus Casino. That's how they get the demigods. You know? It works. Yeah, so also the nicknames for Hades we love.
The silent one and the rich one.
Yes.
They're less negative than what you normally get about Hades.
Hey, is that because Hades is never the fucking bad guy? Is that
There's a couple times where he is the bad guy.
What stories is he the bad guy?
He kidnaps Persephone.
But is that the only one? See,
it's the only one I can think of on top, at the top of my head.
Because
that's why everybody thinks he's a villain.
I'm also gonna go with the fact that, remember, there's this gross thing in Greek culture where, rape and getting married were kind of represented the same way in, Greek art, where it's just them holding hands. Yeah, it's, them holding hands, but, taking, walking with. Yeah, that's how you represent, rape as in, stealing somebody, and also marriage. There are many things. There are many things.
I'm just saying that's why people view Hades as a villain, is probably basically that story. Hades' throne room. That's weird. But then Percy's connecting that the conversation wasn't Hades.
The conversation wasn't in the throne room.
Yeah, he's
it was by the pit.
Something's off. Yeah. And Annabeth, it feels like she's got the idea, but she's refusing to believe that it's true. And they still
Also, there was an invisible person.
Mention who she thinks it is.
There was This is important. There's an invisible person who got the Master Bolts. Again.
Yeah, which Luke also hinted to.
Yeah. I
don't know.
Strokes beard intensely.
Strokes invisible beard intensely. So, yeah, Annabeth doesn't share who she thinks it might be at all.
No, because we don't talk about, we don't use communication, we don't talk about things. Also, names have power.
Yeah, she's terrified by, the thought of it. And so she's like, let's pretend it's definitely Hades. The thief lost it and just said he failed, and that's Annabeth is trying to explain away her own argument from earlier in the book with the "where is it" comment by the Furies by saying, "Oh, maybe we picked it up."
Yeah, there's also the thought, like, this thief had to hide the bolt or lost it somehow, failed to bring it to Hades.
Percy brings up a good point. Why would he go to the underworld if he had it?
Yeah. Why would Percy go specifically to the underworld if he had the bolt?
Although Grover, like, then comes back with the good idea of, yeah, you want to get your mom back, you dumb fucker.
Or you want to start a war. Give the bolt to Hades and...
You know, them 12-year-olds wanting to start wars.
Yeah, this is a typical 12-year-old thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I know plenty of 12-year-olds that are... No, I don't.
I was gonna say, I know
0 12-year-olds currently.
I feel like Clarice is like a year older than them, at least. So, she's not a 12-year-old.
I feel like she's gotta be like 14, 15.
Yeah, I feel like she's like 14. She has high schooler, like, bullying, middle schooler energy.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah,
Percy confronts Annabeth about knowing who it is. And she's like, I'm not talking about it. And he's just trying to remember so hard. And I feel like it's one of those things where it's, you try to remember hard enough that you make it harder on yourself to remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Just ADHD and memory. That's it.
Anxiety and memory. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? How the fuck do I remember anything, Taylor? How did I remember to do this today?
Well, you remembered because we only decided a few hours ago to record today.
That's fair.
We were originally not recording today, so that's why you remembered, because we only just discussed it.
That's fair, I guess.
I got you.
Honestly, I think anxiety also helps you remember, though.
Yeah, it depends on the thing. Because then you, like, hyper-focus on something, so you forget everything else.
Hyper-focusing. Also.
Yep.
Yeah,
so,
the wonders of my
anxiety
brain.
just is ADHD. There we go.
There you go. They're actually the same thing. I am totally a medical professional. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Disclaimer, neither of us are in the medical field. Do not take anything we say seriously here. Okay.
Thank you.
So we finally make it to Santa Monica after they're all having this existential crisis about what Percy's dream means.
They're still having an existential crisis because Annabeth's trying she's trying to reassure herself and be like, we gotta go to the underworld. Like, that's the clear answer here. She's obviously trying to reassure herself.
And then, like, they get there and she's just like, what now? What do we do?
Yeah.
I like how he mentions that it smells. I've not gone to the beach very often, and I don't like the smell of seawater, and that's just all I imagine.
Yeah. I feel like Percy should like that smell.
Yeah.
He likes the sea. Also, I mentioned this to Taylor before we recorded. I was very confused by my notes because I was like, did not remember what happened in this chapter. I was just like, why do I have a note that says adorable shark? This is why. Because there's an adorable shark in the chapter that leads Percy to the, oh god.
The Nereid.
Nereid. I was gonna be like, which one is it? It's the N-word, but I don't remember which one. It's not that one, but it's one. It's one of the water ladies.
The water ladies. Maybe it's Doris. Doris is a Nereid.
Oh my god. What if it was Doris? Wait, she's not a
Doris
Nereid.
all along.
She's not a Nereid.
Yeah, isn't she?
No, she's an Oceanid.
Oh, I thought there was a Nereid too.
Okay. Wait. She is a sea goddess, one of the Oceanids.
I think we found a random Nereid too, though. Because we were like, oh my god, there's two.
We were?
But, yeah.
Oh dear. I don't remember.
Yeah, she's also one of the Nereids. So there's Doris the Oceanid, and there's Doris the Nereid. We found she is the daughter of Doris.
Wait,
She's
what?
the daughter of Doris.
There's another Doris? Yes. I don't remember this conversation.
Yeah, there are two Dorises. One is the Doris, or the daughter of Doris.
No, there's the Doris.
The Doris of Doris. So, I've decided that this is Doris.
Yeah, no. You're right. Okay, yeah.
I like how Annabeth is, like, trying to convince Percy not to go in the water because of how polluted it is, which I talked about. The mercury is a problem.
Sorry, I was hyper-focusing on Doris.
Don't we all? And he's just, like, walking on the sea.
Yeah, just, like, steps right into this polluted sea. That's, fun shit.
And he looks down and there's a fucking shark. But it's acting like a fucking dog. I love
it's because Percy's there, and he's good.
I really
that
like the description of, like, getting to the edge of the ocean. Of just the idea of the Grand Canyon at midnight.
Yeah.
It freaks me the fuck out because we've established I'm scared of deep ocean. But just...
Yeah.
It's so cool. So then, yeah, like
we also bring up that this lady looks like Percy's mom again. Because once again, my theory that all the is it the Nereids? All the Nereids look just like Sally, and
the
that's
Nereids
why
are his posse,
and that's why Poseidon fell in love with Sally because she looked just like all of his other girlfriends.
She's also riding on a fucking seahorse that is the size of a stallion.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
I love it. I love it so much.
So, everything about... She also mentions they basically have been stalking Percy.
They have. I want to know this lady's name. It probably... Maybe it is just Doris, but, like, I'm upset that she's not named.
Well, there's only 50 Nereids, so...
Yeah.
But there's, like, 99 possible names.
She must be Doris Jr.
We have decided.
She's Doris Jr., But our goddess, our patron goddess is Doris Senior.
Oh, Percy gets really angsty. Percy's getting angsty because,
of course he is.
why isn't Poseidon speaking to him directly?
Why isn't my dad here to talk to me? Why is it you?
He is maybe preparing for a war that he might have to fight.
But also, theory face, Poseidon sent someone who looked like Sally to ease Percy.
On purpose.
On purpose.
That's actually... I like that theory.
I'm just gonna keep going with my theory and the fact that, like, why all the names look like Sally? Other theory, she's actually somehow, like, descended from the... Which also makes it all gross, but, like, let's be real here. Let's be real. I think... Oh god, which Greek hero was it? Was it Perseus? There was a Greek hero who was related to Zeus like 3 times on his family tree. I feel like it was Perseus.
That doesn't surprise me.
It was somebody. It's like his dad was Zeus, but also Zeus was like on his family tree a couple other times already. Mm-hmm. So it's like twice a Zeus legacy and then also Zeus's kid. Anyway, it's plausible. Things are plausible. It's still fucking gross. But you know what? They're gods. Who cares? They don't. Me and Taylor's smiles are just growing more and more uncomfortable as I keep talking.
I'm just so stressed. So stressed.
You're welcome. I made you happy with my theory and then I just kept going.
Yeah, you just...
I'm never gonna stop making you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, probably not. I'm very easily... made uncomfortable. It's fine. It's fine.
Are you good?
Yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine? And that means everything's not fine. Because when everything's fine, nothing is.
I'm gonna continue to pretend like everything's fine.
Okay. So Percy gets a gift. He gets a nice shiny gift, 3 white pearls, which do not exist in mythology. And they will save him from Hades, I guess? Sure. Yeah. Like, it's not really explained what will happen. She's just like, what belongs to the sea will always return to the sea. Thank you, cryptic lady, who looks like Sally. Thank you. But also the fact that she's like, oh yeah, we got all these heroes with great skill. What are your talents, Percy Jackson? He's like, nothing. I got nothing.
Ay.
Yes.
She's just... she's also sort of a bitch. Like, she keeps mentioning these gifts. Just fucking tell him.
Yeah, beware the gifts. These gifts?
Poseidon can't interfere. It didn't say anything about you.
Yeah. You know...
You're not a goddess.
He just got gifts from this lady. And she said beware the gifts.
Yeah.
Are these the gifts we should beware? Or not? You're not helping. Doris Jr., get your shit together. So she leaves, not being very helpful. Also, Annabeth, when Percy comes back up, he explains everything, and Annabeth's like, no gift comes with a price. And that just gave me very much Once Upon a Time vibes. All magic comes with a price.
There's no such thing as a free lunch. As an economics nerd, I was so happy to read that.
Are you saying that we need to eat the pearls? Is that what they need to do?
Yeah, obviously.
To save themselves?
Ignore the actual directions she gave. Just eat them.
Did she actually give directions? I forgot.
Yeah, she said to stamp them under the feet.
No, you're supposed to eat them.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what we're
They're
going
like
with.
chewing gum.
Oh. Sounds like something from like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
For some reason, my mind went to Spy Kids instead.
I mean, fair.
That's more whimsical to me. Willy Wonka's fucking scary. Spy Kids, when they chew the gum, they, like, spit it out on somebody and they get electrocuted. That's whimsical to me.
The inventions in that movie are great.
Fucking Spy Kids. Movie Night Crew, you should cover Spy Kids.
This is your official call-out in this episode.
This is a test.
All of you. Even though, like, 2 of you listen to the show. Okay, so we're in West Hollywood.
Yay!
We have gotten on a bus.
Yay!
We are discovered, but we're in West Hollywood, so you can just say you're a fucking stunt double and it's fine.
Like, you were discovered. Like, you were discovered as an actor. Like, this person... They actually hired Percy to become an actor.
Yeah, like...
That's actually what happened.
It doesn't have the same meaning
I know.
in West Hollywood. It's crazy. Maybe, like, the best place for them to hang out, to be honest.
Yeah, no one will ever suspect that, like, Percy is a wanted criminal on the run.
Especially considering a Barbara Walters interview is happening right there with fucking Smelly Gabe while he's wandering around.
Gabe got popular. Can we just think about that for a second? Gabe got, like, popular.
Can we talk about how poor fucking Barbara Walters was in their disgusting ass apartment?
She was in the apartment? Yes. He's in the middle of a poker game.
My stepson took everything I cared about. My wife, my Camaro.
I'm gonna die. You're welcome. I brought the happiness back to this chapter.
They're literally going to interview a fucking child psychologist.
Yeah.
About Percy.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
As you do.
And, I like how he mentions that New York streets are so much different than LA streets.
Yeah. Also, just all the shit that they were saying about Percy. Is he in a new cult? Well, I mean, you know, cults and mythology, and you know, great culture. It kind of goes hand in hand just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's sort of in a cult now. But when I was reading this, when he's complaining about the streets of LA, sorry, all I could think of was John Mulaney roasting Home Alone 2 because it's called Lost in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, how do you get lost in New York? It's a grid system, motherfucker. It's so true.
I'm telling you, I could get lost.
That is one city I was fine navigating. As long as I knew, like, what street it was on, I was fine. Or, like, what the nearest cross intersection was. Pittsburgh is an annoying city to navigate. Streets just fucking end.
Yeah.
Just I'll be driving, and it's like, here's a building now. Good luck trying to figure out which road takes you to where you want to go. We also have one-way roads everywhere. I'm like, I'm lost in the middle of downtown. I'm on this weird-ass cobblestone street. None of the other streets around me are cobblestone. What the fuck is happening? And that's my opinion about driving in Pittsburgh. Don't drive in Pittsburgh.
I haven't, so.
Don't do it. Don't ever do it.
I'm not ever visiting Taylor.
Well, you can visit, but, like, I'll drive. Just don't drive downtown. I think that's my
drive everywhere but downtown.
Here. Yeah, like, it's annoying. Out here, it just sort of feels like random towns, like out in the outer neighborhoods. But once you get into the city proper...
Good luck.
It's a mess.
So here's where Percy murders a child.
Okay, first off, he says we walked past gangbangers. What?
I forgot that Percy said that. You just, like, walk past them? Just casually walk past them?
Is this just also happening in the middle of the street? Like, I'm really freaked out by...
Is this normal for LA?
Help, California friends.
Is this normal? Yeah. But let's also talk about the fact that, this gang of kids are all just, like, rich brats. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'll also probably want to slash them with Riptide, so...
Yeah. So it did help him, because it was confusing enough to them that they can get away.
Yeah.
So, like, it didn't do any damage, so I guess it's...
But still, like, what if one of them was just, like, a demigod?
Ooh, fuck.
Like, not even a monster, just one of them was, like, just a random demigod, and he just got, like, hit. It's like, Percy, you fucked up!
Dear God.
Yeah, anyway, just Percy, be more careful. Don't just slash your sword at anybody.
And maybe don't go to the only one store in a block that is open. Like, it's probably not a safe place. Like, why would a waterbed place be open at this late? Why do they only sell waterbeds? That would be a question I'd ask.
Because he's a son of Poseidon.
I get why he's selling waterbeds. My question is, why is nobody questioning the fact that he's just selling waterbeds?
My other thought for the quip at the beginning was something about crustacean, just because his name is Krusty, and like Poseidon and sea. I couldn't think of anything.
Krusty Krab pizza.
Here's the pizza. Damn it! I should have said something about that.
You and me.
Krusty's Water Palace. Here's the palace for you and me.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's a quip. It's late in the episode, but we did it.
You know, Krusty's waterbeds. They're the waterbeds for you and me. Yeah. Yeah.
I like how he tries to sell these waterbeds to children.
To literal children. Like, they don't have the money for that.
Like, I know that's, like, not...
That's not...
his goal here, but...
But, like, it's still funny. They didn't even think about, like, we're kids. We literally just wanted to get out of, like, the street for a minute. Yeah. That's fine.
This is so weird.
You want to look at a waterbed, kid?
Yes. These are very interesting.
Wait, I'm imagining Krusty in, like, a white pedophile van, but, like, it has a waterbed in the back seat.
Do you know this is 2 episodes in a row you've brought up pedophile vans?
Is it? I'm sorry.
It's just...
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Krusty's like, honestly.
You gotta bring him in with the promise of a nap.
I can't. I made this chapter better. I'm sorry.
How dare you? Fucking... what?
Okay, but like...
why would you do that?
But imagine if that had been the chapter instead, where, like, he was the one who gave them a ride.
God.
And then they just stole his car after they killed him.
Is this a new fanfic that
This
you
is
want
a
written?
new fanfic where instead of the other guy, instead it's Krusty. Instead of the taxi driver, it's Krusty in his white van, and he's got the waterbed in the back, and he tries to kill them while he's fucking driving, I guess.
Well, all he has to say is ergo, so...
Yeah, and then they kill him, and then they just drive the car. Because, like, sure.
Because they're not 12.
They're not 12. It's fine. Grover's not 12, but he also has hooves.
Yeah, I don't know how well he can drive. Oh, yeah. I don't like the idea of people being stretched.
Yeah, it sounds kind of creepy.
Ugh. Like, I know that was a type of torture in the Middle Ages, but...
Yeah. And, like, where did the ropes go? They went under their armpits. I thought they were supposed to go, like, around your wrists? Did they go under your armpits for the torture, too?
No, I'm pretty sure it was wrists and ankles.
Okay, because I, like, noticed that, and I'm just like, why is it going under their armpits? Like...
I get it, because it would...
It would stretch out
work.
the back better, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it would... I think it would work quicker, too.
Probably.
Because it would focus more on your back than your arms. I'm, like, trying to, like, think about this.
Think about this. Medical professional, get back to us. Tell us, would this work?
I like how Percy, like, realizes he can't fight this guy.
Yeah, and... Okay, so sometimes Percy has a slight Slytherin streak. Like, sometimes he's like this, like, okay, you know what? I gotta be quick thinking, I gotta, like, trick this guy real quick, real sly. Doesn't happen very often, but, like, sometimes. And then...
Sometimes it's there.
And then it worked. And then he killed him.
I like how he gets him talking about the fucking lava lamp headboards.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
Did he cut off his head? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
It's, like, real interesting at the end here, where it's like, I swung the sword, and Krusty stopped making offers. Like, unlike most monsters, very specifically, Rick decides not to be like, and he had a violent death where he turned into a, like, golden dust or something. We don't get that. We just get, and he stopped talking.
That's a good point, where you mentioned the dust. This is a time they don't mention him turning to dust. Which goes back to what you were saying about him being a demigod and not a monster. I just noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my theory is just true. Is fact. Theseus stretched Procrustes, he didn't die, and he just survived. Because demigods don't die of old age. There you go.
Now we're off to the underworld next episode.
I guess we are. Oh wait, also, Annabeth and Grover are taller.
Makes me think of, Pippin and Merry in Lord of the Rings when they drink the Entwash.
I was just thinking, like, is Annabeth, like, not older, is she taller than Percy in later books? Is this why she's taller?
I don't know if they ever... I think that they mention it, like, during, like, these earlier books as a way of, like, her sort of making fun of him, but...
Yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
I think my one thought in thing that I didn't say was because it was a spoiler. Because I realized a thing and I'm just like, oh shit.
Okay. Do you have a plug or do you want me to go first?
All my plugs are older because we haven't plugged things the past few weeks.
Well, yeah, because we didn't plug for Pride, and then it's been 2 weeks since we last recorded.
Yeah. And
what are you gonna do when we take a break here in a few weeks?
I'm just gonna keep writing down all my plugs. Let's see, which of these should I plug? I do have things written down, okay? I do, in fact.
Okay.
And... Why am I thinking about this too hard? It's like, which of these do I want to plug? Which of these do I love more? No, just pick the one that's on the top of the list.
Yeah, that would.
Anyway, I'm gonna plug Avatar. That's what I'll plug. Because that was the oldest thing on this list that I watched. Because I never got to plug it. And
it is a good thing to plug.
I did, in fact, talk about it a little bit in the last episode, but apparently some of that got lost. And I'm sad.
We have a lot of problems with just audio literally disappearing.
One time it was yours, wasn't it?
Only one time it was mine.
One time it was Taylor's, but most of the time it's my audio, and that's because of my computer.
Your computer sucks.
But that other time it was your computer.
And it just went into the netherworld.
It went into the void. Anyway, watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, and also listen to My Cabbages. That's the plot.
An Avatar podcast.
I always want somebody else to say that part, just because that's how they do it.
An Avatar podcast.
It's gotta be like, My Cabbages.
An Avatar podcast.
Yeah. That's how it, you
love
gotta...
Zach and Alex.
Yeah, we do. We love them. I'm
now on the Movie Night Crew Network.
Yay! I'm excited because Alex is reading the book. I'm excited.
We're trying to convert more people. We are. Slowly.
Convert your friends. This is a PSA. If you're listening to this, convert your friends
to Percy Jackson. Tell them about our Lord and Savior Dionysus.
Yes.
Okay, my plug is Inside by Bo Burnham. I saw that he released something, and like most people, I expected it to be a comedy special. There are obvious funny parts, but it was like very much a look into a depressed person's brain during quarantine, and just the idea of this isolation and just sort of the insanity a lot of us felt. And there's a lot of satire in it. One of my favorite songs is called White Woman's Instagram. And I can say, for those of you who have seen it, I have not done any of the things listed in White Women's Instagram.
Alright.
However, Joe and I go around the house singing Bezos at each other, which will make sense to some people. The songs are great. I will say that. The songs are absolutely great. I have Welcome to the Internet stuck in my head constantly. It's actually a problem. I can't sleep at night. But I just rewatched it last night, I think it was, 2 nights ago. And I don't know, he just does such a good job of translating how he's feeling into it. And he stopped doing stand-up a few years ago because his anxiety was so bad he was getting panic attacks on stage. And he mentions that he had decided last January to go back into doing stand-up. And then all of this happened. So instead of a traditional stand-up comedy special, it turned into this one-man production. I mean, he is the whole crew. And there's a couple parts that are a little weird. I'm not a fan of people in their tidy whities, but whatever. But I don't know. It's a good time. Only watch it if you're in a decent headspace.
Decent.
I'll say that. It doesn't have to be great. I'm never in a great headspace, but if you're feeling particularly bad, don't watch it.
Taylor's especially in a bad headspace when she's around me.
Why?
Because I just confuse you.
You confuse me less than the children I teach.
I confuse you less than Procrustes? Is that it?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You do confuse me less than Procrustes. Although that's not hard to do, to be honest.
I don't know why, but for a second I was just gonna say, and that's what I'm talking about. Because you did that once.
It fit so perfectly that time I did it. So, on this week's episode of Talking About, Mary Clay also plugged Inside.
So it fits!
She is
Yay! Everything is connected.
I love Talking About.
I know you do.
I love Mary Clay.
We stand Mary Clay on this podcast.
That's all I have for today.
It is? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, Taylor, since you're still in a closet, even though you've moved, somehow, you're still in a closet. I guess it's time for you to come out of that closet. Come out of that fucking closet, Taylor.
You can follow the podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send an iris message to us through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. You can follow me, Taylor, at Taylor from Cabin 6 on Instagram, and Historical Femme, spelled Femme, on Twitter. Catch me on episodes of the Restricted Section, Hell from Elsewhere, and True Stories of a Tryhard.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, mainly Instagram and Tumblr. But on Twitter, I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm not salty about. No, not at all. I also have an art Instagram that I sometimes use at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mack. That's MACK.
Our music was written by Nora Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian Emmerich. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your pod. She's the host of Siblings and Fandoms, where Nora and her sister Maddie talk about fandoms they're part of, ones they're not, and everything in between. She is also the host of Modern Musical Origin, which is an informative show delving into the history of different instruments and styles of music. You can find both of those pods on all the major podcasting apps. We are proud to be a part of the Movie Night Crew Network, which features the Restricted Section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time, the Movie Night Crew, join some friends as they react to some terrible, some meh, and some really great movies, Fandom's Gone Wrong, a fandom-filled show co-hosted by our own Charlie, My Cabbages, an Avatar podcast that follows the true hero of the Avatar The Last Airbender series, the Cabbage Cart Guy, and Content and Capable, where we follow Sam as he tries to figure out what it truly means to adult.
Hi, my name is Sam, and I've recently become an adult, but let's be honest, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Like, can I still enjoy the kiddie rides at theme parks? And how do I look important and feel relaxed while travelling? Join me as I ask people how they are content with their life and feel capable as a functioning adult in society. Each Monday, myself and a guest will chat about a topic they feel passionate about and our adventures and struggles of being an adult in the real world.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
I'm a fucking mess.
That movie sucked. I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.